Over 70% av alle nye nettsider laget kun for å svindle oss. Du sikker på at du klarer å gjennomskue alle?
For sikkerhetens skyld har vi inkludert viktige sikkerhetstjenester i våre mobilabonnement, slik at du blant annet kan surfe sikrere. Bli tryggere med mobilabonnement fra Telenor. Se telenor.no.
Hei sann, du hører på Jernverket podcast episode 6. Jeg heter Helle Stenkløv, og i 2013 tok jeg en telefon til Biff Byford fra Saxon. Og det var ikke bare det. I'm very happy that you wanted to talk to this small metal show of mine. So how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Good.
Yep, I guess you've done quite a few interviews the past few weeks. I'm just giving you a short information. The metal show is on national radio, and it can also be streamed on the internet.
Okay, great.
Yeah, and it's concentrated on a lot of underground stuff, but also on the big heavy metal scene, some thrash and some death. And the typical thing is that I do the interview, and afterwards you'll give me 10 songs of your wish that you want me to play on the show.
All right.
Does that sound okay?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then we'll just start. We can begin with the new album of yours, the Unplugged and Strung album. Can you tell me about this? Why did you decide to make an album like this?
We've been sort of, experimenting with different projects over the last couple of years. And, we had a few things that we'd done, some orchestrated stuff, and some unplugged stuff and a couple of re-recorded things. I just thought it would be nice to put an album together that was interesting, rather than just the normal re-recorded thing. Just do something that was a bit different, really. So yeah, I sort of, had a good time putting it together, really.
How was it working with an orchestra and all of that?
Well, it's orchestrated. It's not a real orchestra. It's software. But yeah, it was great fun. We had it all scored properly for orchestra. So if we want to do it in future, we can do.
So we might see you at Royal Albert Hall or some opera somewhere with an orchestra?
I think you're more likely to see us at Wacken or something like that, or Sweden Rock with it. But yeah, that'd be good. I think people would quite like to see that.
Yeah, I was talking about with the orchestra, if you should bring an orchestra.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
I don't think we do the Albert Hall. We're too heavy for that building.
But why did you choose you've chosen a lot of Saxon classics for this album. Why did you choose those songs?
The criteria for the orchestrated ones were they had to be quite epic and have enough space to fit in the parts, really. So, I chose, they're not all big songs, are they? There's one of, Broken Heroes, there's Red Star Falling. So it's pretty mixed, really. But yeah, I thought we'd already done the Crusader one anyway for Into the Labyrinth, so we'd already done that one. But I just thought that, the slower epic stuff sounded better.
Yeah, right. But it seems that you never rest in Saxon because you gave out an album with original stuff too this spring, the Sacrifice album.
Yeah, it's that album really was a great album. It still is selling really well. So it's a great album really. I think to come back with this so soon is a little bit strange, but that's how things go,
Yeah, I wonder how you find time for everything because you tour quite a lot or you play a lot of concerts too.
Well, these things have been put together, like I say, over 2 years. Mm-hmm. We didn't do the orchestrated part. Somebody else did. A guy in Germany called Matthias Ulmer. So yeah, he was working quite hard on these parts as well.
But is the Saxon of 2013 and the Sacrifice album, how different is that from the first album the first few albums you gave out?
Well, if you listen to sort of Wheels of Steel or Strong Arm of the Law, I think you'll probably see some quite strong quite strong things that are the same. Really, it connects with those albums. I I think some of the tracks like Stand Up and Fight, and they're very 80s songs, really.
I'm just curious how you keep the energy up and find new inspiration to write album after album, because this was your 20th album.
Yeah, I think we, it's just hard to write albums and to stay motivated. But I think, basically, I keep people busy. Really, I mean, we have lots of breaks here and there. We're on a break at the moment, so basically I run the band. So we sort of take time off and then we work really hard. I think that's how we do it. Play hard and work hard, really.
Mm. But a break for Saxon is more like a vacation, because you've never been really apart like many other bands have.
No, we're on a sort of vacation now, I suppose, really. Through Christmas and January. Getting ready to go out with Motörhead in February. So, we're just doing our thing, really, just having a bit of a break.
Hittil I år har Telenor stoppet over 20 millioner svindelanrop. Vet du hvilke nummer du kan stole på?
For sikkerhetens skyld har vi inkludert viktige sikkerhetstjenester I våre mobilabonnement, slik at du blant annet skal kunne føle deg litt tryggere når det ringer fra ukjente nummer. Bli tryggere med mobilabonnement fra Telenor. Se Telenor.no.
Kiwi jobber hver dag for å være Norges billigste lavpriskjede, og nå presser vi prisene på hundrevis av julevarer. På 1–1,5 kilo lerøy lutefisk av torsk presser vi prisen fra 159 helt ned til 149 per kilo. På 300 gram lerøy laksefilet uten skinn presser vi prisen fra 99 helt ned til 79,90. Prisene gjelder helt fram til 31. desember. For det vi som prispresserne, og vi I Kiwi gir oss aldri på pris. God jul!
But anyway, a lot of journalists, they always ask, what's your best album? But I want to ask you, what do you feel is the worst or the least good album Saxon has made?
Probably Destiny, I would think.
Why?
Because the producer was an arsehole, and he put a lot of keyboards on after we finished it, and I wasn't very happy with the album, so I don't think that the best song on it is Ride Like the Wind.
Mm-hmm. But Saxon is considered one of the big and the first acts win the new wave of a British heavy metal scene. But I wonder, do you remember the first time you heard the term new wave of British heavy metal? Who defined you?
Yeah, I think it was a magazine. I think it was the Sounds magazine. And it was a guy called Jeff Barton that used it. It wasn't before I think it was like 1980.
So he was one of those who defined that Saxon was new wave of British heavy metal?
It wasn't just us, Maiden as well. There's lots of bands around there that were all in that group.
But how did you yourself define Saxon at that time? You'd gone on for a while, even if you're...
I didn't define it. No. We were just writing songs and having fun. There's no definition of those days. We were just trying to make it, really.
But still, the definitions, they cling on to you, because people will, I don't know, they still remember the new wave of British heavy metal scene, and they think...
Yeah, they do, and we do too. But what I'm saying is, as young lads getting a recording contract and writing an album that sold 1 million copies, I can't define why that happened, and we just had a great time, really.
And you still do, I guess.
In the right place at the right time with the right song, I suppose.
Yeah. And about songs, I was thinking about, I think now it fits really good in, because now it's been 50 years since the assassination of John F. Kennedy. And you wrote a song called Dallas 1 p.m. about this assassination.
That's right, yeah.
And I wonder why, because first, you're British, and the second, the song is from 1980, so it's been a few years after the assassination and the writing of it.
Yeah, I think it still resonates, though. I think they've just had. I don't know about where you're from, but here they've had a huge things on Kennedy the last 3 or 4 weeks, all running up to the day, the anniversary. But I think you remember things from when you're young. They stick in your head, and that's one of the most memorable things that happened in the 60s, I think.
So you just picked a memory from your childhood and wrote about it?
Yeah, definitely from my childhood. And I remember watching it on TV. And, I read books about it and things. I did go into it and, looked at all the different, conspiracy theories and things. So, yeah, I mean, the song's a great song, really. I think there's only 2 or 3 people done it. Hus, Peter Gabriel, maybe one more.
But when we're talking about John F. Kennedy, who do you think killed him?
Well, I don't think you'll ever know, really, if it was a conspiracy or it wasn't. I mean, obviously, Lee Harvey Oswald shot him, but whether he shot him on his own, I've got no idea.
It's exciting anyway. After all these years, we still talk about it.
Well, I think it's one of those things. It's like Marilyn Monroe or Princess Diana. There's always a million theories.
Absolutely. But why has Saxon kept going on all these years? You've been a singer since 1970 and probably before that too. Can you tell us just...
No, I wasn't a singer at 1970.
No, but you were in a band, weren't you?
No, I played bass then. I didn't sing.
Ah, you didn't sing?
I only started singing maybe, 75, something like that. So no, I wasn't really singing in the 70s.
But how did you discover that you had a voice for singing?
I didn't.
Well, then who did? You were just pushed into it and just doing it?
Yeah, just doing it, really. It's... No, I haven't really I didn't discover anything, really. I suppose people discovered me rather than me discovering myself. Do you know what I'm saying?
But
so yeah.
I was talking about why Saxon never has taken a break, because many of the other big metal bands that were large in the 80s and then started to lose terrain, if you can say that, in the 90s, they took breaks, and some of them never came back.
I don't know if they took that much of a break. I mean, Metallica didn't really take a break. I mean, Maiden didn't take a break either, did they? They just got another singer. That's not the same as a break. So I don't think everybody took a break. No, I think you probably... I mean, I think bands like, some of the 80s bands like Twisted Sister, people like that took a huge break and, came back.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Old songs now and again, but that's not what we're really into. We're really into songwriting. So for us, just lounging about, doing nothing and just playing the odd show, it's really not what we want to do.
I see. And you also you wrote a book that really fits. It fits in with this. That never giving up, never surrendering. You're always going somewhere. Can you tell me about this Never Surrender book of yours?
There's nothing to tell, really. I mean, I can't really describe a book, can I? I mean, people have to buy it if they want to read it. I mean, it's just a biography. I mean, it's a biography about me, really. It's not really about the band. I mean, obviously the band's a big part of it, but it's a biography, really, about me. And that's it, really.
But why did you decide to write a biography?
I was asked to write a book, so I did. It's like I've been asked to do a solo album. I might do one, I might not do one. I don't know.
But if you were to make a solo album, how would it be? Do you have any?
I have no idea. How would I tell? I can't tell how it would be. I mean, you have to do these things and then see what happens. I mean, I don't know. Depends on lots of things, But yeah, it'd be good fun to do it. Yeah, I'd like to do it.
But do you think you could write something else, something completely different from metal, like some jazz or pop music?
I don't know if I'd want to do that. You know, I mean, I don't know if I'd want to write anything different. I mean, I suppose it could be more bluesy. I suppose that might be a way of going to something. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. When you have a favorite genre, it's that what you're true to.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it would no point doing something like Saxon, is there? I may as well do a Saxon album. But yeah, it'd be good. You know, I might go a bit heavier as well. I don't know, really. I have no idea how I'd go.
But speaking of metal, what happened to the heavy metal as a religion thing? Did you get any followers?
It's a religion in England now, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know how many followers it has?
No idea. More than Scientology.
That's a good thing.
And more than the Druids, I think. But not as many as the Jedi Knights.
Even if there probably are more true heavy metal fans than Jedi fans. Who knows?
Don't think so.
But what made you come with this saying that you wanted heavy metal to be a religion when Jedi Knights?
They asked me to do it. Metal Hammer asked me to do it. The magazine Metal Hammer, and yeah, I just thought it was good fun. You know.
So it was really PR from Metal Hammer.
People power, really.
It always is. But your name will always be tied to it.
That's all right. It's no problem.
But speaking about your name, I always wondered where the name Biff comes from.
No idea.
When did people start calling you that?
School.
Yeah, one of those school names that always has been there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what plans do you have now for the future besides the touring?
Nothing really. We're sort of writing. I've started writing some songs here and there. We're thinking about maybe doing this orchestrated tour next winter. That might be interesting.
Ah,
that would be good fun. We'd like to do that.
So maybe we should get you a place in the opera here in Oslo, Norway, and get the orchestra to play for you.
Yeah, get us a place there in the opera house. We'll blow it to pieces.
Yeah, I know that if Dimmu Borgir can do it, why not Saxon?
Mm-hmm.
But what do you do when you want to relax? You say you are on a kind of vacation now, but still you have to talk with the press since you have a new album out and all.
Oh, well, yeah. It's just, just relaxing, really. It's not really hard work talking to the press. It's just sometimes, time-consuming. But it's not hard work, is it, really?
No, just sitting around talking. I don't know. It's probably harder for me to find all the questions for a person that has done a lot of interviews.
You just ask the questions. You don't have to have too many questions. You just ask some nice questions. I mean, people, you do an interview for 5 minutes, you do an interview for an hour. I mean, sometimes people can get more out of you in 5 minutes than other people can get you in an hour. So that's just how it is.
Yeah, but what do you prefer from personal interviews or phone interviews?
I prefer personal interviews, probably.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can't fly around the world doing personal interviews all the time, but I don't mind doing phone interviews.
No, I hoped to meet you here now in December when you were supposed to play with Motörhead, but it didn't work out since the concert was cancelled.
Postponed.
Yeah, postponed. Do you know when you're coming, by the way?
In March, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, sounds nice.
Yeah, it should be good.
But you never considered leaving Motörhead. You wanted to do this double tour.
Well, it's a good package, and people have bought tickets to see Saxon as well. So I think it's fair that we should do it again after it was changed. So yeah, I mean it's a good show for the fans. It's a good package there. It's both we play together, not very often. over 10 years or so. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah, so you've been on tour with the Motörhead before?
We've only done one. We've only done 2 tours before. We've done a few odd shows here and there. Our first tour in 1980 was with Motörhead, and I think we did it in 2006 or 2004, something like that. So we don't do it a lot, just now and again.
Oh, wow, 1980. Do you remember something specific from that tour? You were kind of fresh then, so you...
Yeah, I've been through all that. Let's just leave that when I go back to the 80s with Motörhead. Yeah, it was a different Motörhead, wasn't it? It wasn't this Motörhead. It was Lemmy and Filthy and Animal. But yeah, it's good. It's good. It's a good tour. We enjoyed it.
Yeah. No, I was more thinking about specific tour stories because one of the things I think is funny to hear about is all the funny stories or the problems that can come up on a tour. I know that there are probably a lot of stories on the internet already about Saxon, but is there a certain situation that you'll always remember and you think back to when, say, if you're on tour and everything is really shit, you can always think back to that day and that was even worse?
No, there's no days like that.
What about good days? Better days than all?
No, it was just a very long, busy tour, really. We were doing our thing, trying to get big. And, yeah, that's it, really. I mean, Motörhead helped us out quite a lot on that tour with different things. But, no, not really. Private things that we don't need to talk about.
No, of course. But what about touring in general? I want you
it's
just...
good fun. I mean, we like touring. Obviously, the bad downside is you're away from home.
Of course.
But, we like touring around, playing our music to different fans. It's good.
But it would be good to have one Saxon tour story. It doesn't have to be private, but if you have a funny story from a tour, or if it's in 86 or from 99, it doesn't matter.
We've been together so long and done so much, though. It's just difficult to pick one particular thing out. That's the problem. I mean, it's like me coming up to you and saying, what colour underwear did you wear 3 days ago?
Yeah, I know.
It's just difficult to do that.
Yeah, and it's difficult to ask too. But did you ever have problems getting into a country for playing? I've heard that many bands have had problems with work permits in Britain, but since you're British, you won't have that. But
it's difficult getting work permits around the world anyway. The most difficult one is America, obviously, since 9/11. That can be quite difficult. But yeah, I mean, obviously we've had road crew denied because they've been busted for drugs, and we've had all the sort of last minute things going on at the airport. And I mean, Venezuela, we played Venezuela earlier in the year, and they were pretty bad down there. They drilled holes in the Gibson guitars to see if we've got drugs inside the guitars, which is a bit crazy.
Wow, but you can't play the guitar as well with a hole in it. What do you do when...
Yeah, you can play Gibsons with a hole in it. They just drill a very small hole through the guitar.
Okay.
To see if there's any, I don't know what they're looking for.
So it was not a hand-sized hole?
No, it was a drill, electric drill. They put in 3 holes, one in the back, one in the front, and one in the side. Mm-hmm. We thought that was a bit strange, but, I mean, why would we put drugs in the guitar? I mean, it's a bit stupid, really. But, that's how it goes. So, yeah. So all our guitars have got holes in them now.
Good memory.
Probably means they're worth more money or something, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe the Venezuela tour guitars.
They've got drug holes in them. Okay, we're going to have to call it a day soon, aren't we? Because it's getting to the time.
We are. So do you think you could give me around 10 songs? You can give me one new Saxon.
It's difficult, that, Yeah? I mean, I can give you some songs, yeah. You can play something of Sabbath or 13 for me.
Yeah.
You can play Locust, Machine Head, like that one. You can play Sacrifice. You can play the orchestrated version of Crusader. You can play, Stiff Upper Lip, AC/DC. You can play End of All Hope, Nightwish. You can play Van Halen, Running with the Devil. You can play. That's it, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you have 7 or 8 now.
Okay, you can play Roundabout by Yes, and you can play Seek and Destroy by Metallica. There you go.
Nice. Could you just, for a last thing, give me a jingle? Hello, this is Biff from Saxon. You're listening to Jernverket.
Jernverket?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is Biff Byford from Saxon. You listen to Jernverket. Come on, rock and roll.
Thanks a lot. It was really nice talking to you.
No problem.
Have a nice day.
Okay, you too. Bye.
Bye. Du har hørt et intervju med Biff Byford fra Saxon gjort for Jernverket høsten 2013. Spillelista finner du på jernverket.com. I episode 7 blir vi bedre kjent med Vazelina Bilopphøggers.
I Minneapolis, og vi skulle freske på, vi vet du, med å kline til med rockabilly boogie på amerikansk originalspråket. Og det var selvfølgelig det verste du visste.
Vazelina-episoden ut, så du kan laste ned til podcastleverandøren din eller på jernverket.com. Jeg heter Helle Steinkløv, og Jernverket podcast gir deg et nytt eller gammelt hardrock-intervju hver fredag. Følg Jernverket på Facebook, Instagram og jernverket.com. Gi full pott og ikke glem hardrocken. Vi snakkes.
Hos Kiwi det bare muligheter. Velg mellom billig, billigere eller billigst tørkeruller. 4-pakk Lambi Dekor tørkeruller til 42,90. 4-pakk Unik Soft tørkeruller til 35,90. Eller 4-pakk First Price tørkeruller til 34,40. For vi i Kiwi gir oss aldri på pris. God jul!